What's happening, everybody? It's Coyote here. We are working on weak auras today. No raiding. I could jump into a raid probably with either my boomkin or I got a warlock. Definitely after last night, save to my shaman. But I kind of want to leave those other characters open in case I got to do something with some of those other guildies. But I wanted to work on weak auras today, and some people that always have, there are people out there that have issues with weak auras, and I get it because there's a lot to it. I mean, just here. Never mind these three. I really need to change these. Let's put these load in group. In raid. Group type. In raid. And I don't think that's going to change those. It didn't. Anyway, so there's a lot to weak auras. They're very simple. And I actually have a simple breakdown video. If you just search up create weak auras, I have a very easy, basic numbskull way to build weak auras. And right now, I'm trying to build some new ones for my shaman. This is the one I was using right here. Shout out to the guy who created this. Really good. Some things I want to change. I wanted to change about it, and it all started with how Flame Shock and Earth Shock are working, because this would show you, hey, use Earth Shock, and then the little number up, the mighty little number up top was always tracking your Flame Shock. I like things to glow when I need to use them, so I'm gonna stay in combat a little bit. Oops. Glow. It's on cooldown, and then the next one should be, it really should be just a simple rotation between the two. And because you want to rotate, Earth Shock does a little bit more damage because it's a damage over time ability. Or sorry, Flame Shock does less damage because it's a damage over time. So I'm trying to put this together. And there are some elements I'm going to be stealing from this. Mainly his swing timer, and he has a maelstrom bar, because I haven't figured out really how to build those. And that can be a problem. So, we're going to start though. Like I said, I've already got those built. Those are my two main abilities. But what I want to do is I'm going to kind of create the same tower that I have if you've watched my stream, the previous. I kind of want to build this a little bit, but do it with a shaman. This is obviously my warrior weak aura. And there are going to be things that I'm going to copy out of it. And if you've never seen how to kind of steal weak auras from other people, you're not really stealing. Weak auras are pretty much programming. It is basic sense of programming. You're going to be running a lot of if-then statements. Most of the work that we're going to be doing is in the conditions page. That's pretty much what tells it what to do. Your triggers page. You know what? Let's just start from the beginning. So let's go over what a basic weak aura is. So it's just something that pretty much tells you what's going on. Whether it's, hey, this ability is ready to use. Hey, you're getting this ability used against you. Hey, this is going on. And it has several key parts to it. First off, the display. This pretty much sets the shape, size, what it's going to tell you, what's going down with it. You can add all sorts of stuff to it. You can add models, glow, border, things like that. And it all pulls dynamic information from the trigger. Probably hands down one of the most important parts of a weak aura is your trigger. All right, when you're putting your trigger together, because this tells you what it needs to be looking for. And this one for Earth Shock, I have it set to look for two things. It's looking for Flame Shock, and it's looking for Earth Shock. These are the two abilities it's looking for. And when we go to one of these other abilities, I will show you what this trigger combination is, but note that it is important if you have more than one trigger, because it won't show up if you only have one. But I'll show you what that is. Now, you want to get your weak auras with something, you want them to do something, like how mine will glow. So I'm in combat. It's missing, so that way it was glowing. And then while we're sitting here in combat still, both of these abilities are usable, but I need to use Earth Shock. And now this needs to be, I need to adjust this one. So we'll work on that in the conditions coming up. But that's what your conditions are doing. It's telling it to do these actions. So, those are your conditions. Now your actions, they act a lot like your conditions do. Except for this gets a little bit more finite. Like displaying a chat message. You can do that in conditions, but this is where you usually are going to put like custom triggers, certain abilities that go in and it does things. This is a lot of like, hey, I know the code for this thing. Let me put this in, and that is usually where that comes in. And so, ooh, that is too bright. There we go. And so those are where you're going to get with that your reactions, your animations. You can, I've never really messed with this page. I try not to, but it's kind of like you can put a path. If you can think of like PowerPoint, man, that is like super bright. There we go. Like I have no warmth. There we go. I'm in a new room. This is going to eventually be like a little recording studio for when I do like voiceovers for commercials or things like that. This is what this room's going to be. So your animations page, I don't mess with this, but the way it's been explained to me is like, think of PowerPoint, how you can like get things to bounce across the screen. That's what that is. Load page. This is an important page because if you want to have somebody that, or if you want to have it load for certain characters or certain classes or certain group types, or one of my favorites, and it doesn't have it here. It's in the retail version. Like if you're skywriting or if you're mounted, the classic weak auras does not have this yet. But if you're mounted, it would wipe away all your weak auras. And I need that in this. There's a way to do it, I'm sure. If I load in, if I put a trigger in looking for a certain mount, I pretty much just use the Ebon Griffin. But if I put that on there, and if buff is roll, item is, it also can do item equipped. So for your trinkets, all these things, these are the different things you're going to do. So that's that. Your custom options, that is a lot. And then your author, your information, you can type in all the stuff. And this has become a new feature. And if you load in somebody else's weak aura, it may be worth taking a look at this. Sometimes if you load in, people have been known to put in weak auras that have like little hidden codes. It would look like Flame Shock, but then every time you open your mailbox, it runs a Lua code to send somebody like 10 copper, and you're like, okay, well, 10 copper is not a big deal. But if you're a big auction house guy and you're rolling through all of these things, then it's going to send a lot of money over time, and that's the idea. So you got to be careful with what you pull off the internet. But right now we are essentially going to be building a little bit of this. We're going to be stealing some of his stuff and doing it there. The thing I want to do right now is we're going to be... Oh, let's go back to conditions. There was one that I was thinking about doing. Oh, I know. I want to make sure that... Get that out of the way. So, glow visibility on. Aura found. And a lot of this, like I said, it's programmer language, and if you've ever took math for the liberal arts, it is essentially that, where it's like if-then statements down the page. And I need to put active trigger 1. Items auras found false in combat. Glow visibility on in combat. So we need to add another trigger to this. All right, so trigger combination. See how it has like custom function, something like that. There's a lot you can do with that. I try not to mess with custom function. I am not that smart as somebody who does this, but I want to add another trigger. And we're gonna say aura player. Nope. Yeah, it's gotta be aura. We're gonna play player. That's not it. Custom player unit info spell. That's what it is. Spell. And if you use ELVUI, this is super simple, super great. You can type in the name, it works great, but there are ID codes. If you look, it's kind of hard to see, but right there where my details window is, at the bottom it says ID. Having those spell IDs is huge. 8050, boop. Alrighty, now here's the thing. We got to go back to this trigger combination. If you do not put all triggers, if you have all triggers on, it means that every one of these triggers has to be active for this weak aura to show. See how it disappeared? That means without, like, I could probably hit it, and let's see. Oop. Yeah, so it shows up, but I don't want it to do that. I want it to be, and I think I may have figured out where I was having issues. See how it just disappears like that? I want it to always be active. So I always come down and I put any triggers, and if you look, it's back. So now we're going to come up here, go to conditions, and let's see. In combat. Nope. Oh, I know. All right, so we want to add this trigger to it, so that way it's not glowing just because it's we're in combat and it's less than 7. Calm down is false. All right, so we come here. The best place to do weak auras is right near a training dummy, and that way you can sit here, you put them into combat, and you want to make sure that they work. All right, so this looks like it's going to work now, and it's not. What did it do? Let's go. It should be is usable is one of them. Spell usable. True. All right, let's try this. Lightning bolt. I guess it was usable. They're on a shared cooldown, so. Alright, something's not right there, so let's take a look back at it. Wait for that to open. Come on, move a little closer. Come on, world will follow after. Alrighty, auras found, false. Alright, in combat, true. All of. Alright, so unlike trigger, when you have conditions, it's always better to have all of than any of, because you want all your you want all these things to be true or false at the same time. It should be like either of them should be working. I don't know. You have to be in combat, on cooldown, false. That's what it should be. It should be this. I may have to reload. Alright, it looks like it's trying to work. Let's do this. Sometimes you gotta reload too. Sometimes you have these issues with this stuff, and it's kind of like where the problems arise. Take 5 seconds. Reload. Give it a go. Alright. Boop. Nope, still not working the way it's supposed to. Let's go in. See, in combat, and it's going to load. Alright, so then we got to get rid of this. Let's go to Shazammin. And I'm wondering if I... let's take a look at this trigger. Cooldown. Should be always show. Conditions. Alright, let's take a look. On cooldown. That really shouldn't have had any effect with it. Insufficient charges. just spell usable is true. Either one of these should work because it's either of them would be it. So let's just do this. Let's put on cooldown false. Spell usable. Let's go. Remaining duration. All right, so there's a difference between remaining duration and total duration that you have to be careful of. So let's go. Nope, since apply. All right, so remaining duration is different in the fact that that means like the total. That means the total time that's left. Your total duration means that. So this one is 17.21 seconds. Ergo, unless it's set at 17.21 seconds, it's not going to main. So you always want to make sure you're using the right one. Most of the time, you're just going to use remaining duration. And then we want to go through. It's less than or equals to, equals, greater than or equal to. I can't remember what the exclamation mark is. But we want to do less than, equal to 7. I want to see if it doesn't really matter what order you put them in. You should be able to put them in any order for the most part, and they work. But I'm wondering if this one's weird, because Flame Shock's just kind of like different. Alrighty, and it should be... Bingo! Alright, it works. Flame Shock's weird. Like, with when I did my Warriors Week aura for Rend, it worked just fine. And I copied that to build this Flame Shock aura. And it's completely okay to do that. All right, so we got that one working. All right, let's go back in. I want to add. Oh, that's right. I want to add my Maelstrom abilities in here too. I want to keep this one as this row as spells, and then I want to build a melee row, which is going to have Storm Strike, Lava Lash, and technically Unleash elements. But this one should be spells, essentially, that I would use in combat. So let's go ahead and go to New Aura, Pre-Made Auras, and you can pretty much build a lot of what you want over here. So you come over here to Icon. Whatever size you pick, make sure you stick to it. Otherwise, you'll end up having, like, it may not seem like 8 pixels is a lot between a small icon and a medium icon, but this is a huge jump. This is an even bigger jump, but I like to use medium. Resources, cooldowns. There's really no cooldown for lightning. Always show the aura turns blue when not usable. We're gonna kind of use that one because we're gonna add a Maelstrom. We're gonna be adding a Maelstrom tracker to that one. So I need that Maelstrom thing. Alrighty, 53817. I have nothing to write on. 1 second. That's something too. Bring a notebook. Really helpful for this. So you got to write down spell IDs. 53817. 3817. Okay, cool. Alrighty, and we're gonna come here. And we are going to add, so we're going to take this away. It should turn red when it's out of range. So if we back up all the way, that should be a range button. I'm not too worried about range. You're not using it. So we're going to add a trigger to it. So we're going to come up here, add trigger, and we're going to go make it a buff. I like to do this. I like to do exact spell IDs. You can do names and type it in, but if you're like terrible with spelling, as I am, 53817, then I like just using exact spell IDs. So I want to make sure that this trigger is a part of what we're doing. And we're going to do stat count, make sure it's tracking that. So let's come down here. Insufficient resources. Let's come down here, and we're actually going to change this to stacks less than or equal to 2, and that way, I forgot change the trigger. I guarantee that's what it is. Yep, all triggers. Make sure we set this to any triggers. Now it's showing up. All right, but it should. Okay, I didn't do something right there. Let's take a look at it again. We'll open back up. Conditions, stacks, less than or equal to. What is that? Is that words? Or is that the lettering? On cooldown. Nope. Let's go to. Let's come here. Stacks. Less than or equal to. Alright, this one we may have to actually build from the ground up because of what I wanted to do. Alrighty. Let's get rid of these. Add condition. If let's go to stacks are greater than equal to, oh crap, all of. Alrighty. I always like to add the in combat trigger to my stuff, and even if you borrow somebody else's weak auras, add the in combat thing. If you don't like things that are like glowing in your face while you're out there doing any weak aura stuff, like let's say you're just like hanging out, you just got done fighting something and you got like a bunch of glowing things, go back in, duplicate the weak aura, and what you would do is, if it's only like a single button thing, just go in and just add the in combat text to it. You may have to copy what's up here and go line by line, go, okay, it says in combat true, then if stacks equal this, then true. Like, you may have to do it the long way, but if you add the in combat thing, it saves your life so much. Like, you just, like, if you don't like things flashing in your face. So let's go in down here to stacks. It's greater than or equal to 2. This is going to be a complicated weak aura because of what I wanted to do, and I probably should work on my melee ones next because I need those. Let's go to 3, greater than or equal to 3. Then glow, saturate, desaturate. All right, let's come on, y'all. That should be the other way around. That's right. Got to be in combat. That's why that's not working the way I thought. All right, so let's go desaturate off. Nope. All right, I need to do something right there. Let's come back in. Weak aura open. Okay. In combat, desaturate, color. Let's do color. And let's turn that gray. But let's turn this. Oh, that's why. Duh. Okay, so let's hit OK on that one. Alrighty, there we go. Okay. Now, we're going to go in and add... I could add it to this, but I don't want to. So I want to add a whole nother condition to it. And it's okay to have multiple conditions, as long as your conditions don't fight with each other. You can't go in there and just be like, well, if it's desaturated, but if it's... It gets a little complicated. You don't want to have complicated conditions. It's almost better to build a whole new condition for it. So let's come in here. Let's go to stacks equals 5. Okay. Then glow. And I actually want to do the one that you're seeing over here has a sound, and I want to play a sound as well because I enjoy having that. That lets me know, hey, by the way, this is done. And I may, if it wasn't too long, I'd actually show you how to add a sound to your stuff. It's not hard. Let's see. I want to find. No, I want something quick. Nope. No, you got to be careful when adding sounds too. You don't want to make, especially on something like Maelstrom weapons, that you have if you if you have something that is active a lot, you'll end up getting like blown away by it. Like it'll just kind of constantly be blasting in your ear, and you don't want that. Nope, I don't want the blast. I want to. Chimes, Cookie Monster, cow mooing. Yeah, I don't think so.
Look at the screen, you dumb shit. I'm trying to get your attention.
That used to be my whisper message. Hey. There we go. We want that to glow. Sound channel, master. Alrighty. Let's go. Let's put on Wind Fury. That way I can build these up. Alrighty. Alrighty, that works. That kind of lets me know, hey, gotta click this button at this time. So there we go. That's working. This is about to get a lot more complicated though, because we're about to add to this. I'm just gonna copy that to make sure it works. Alrighty. I don't know if I want to add. Honestly, I'm smart enough to know when to use chain lightning and regular lightning, so I'm just gonna leave that as. I'm not gonna put a chain lightning. Granted, it does have a cooldown, but you're not getting Maelstrom stacks that fast that you're gonna need that cooldown. Like 3 seconds is a long time, so let's not do that one. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add a Fire Nova one, because I think it's actually a pretty good one to have. So we're gonna come back down here, medium icon, cooldowns. Let's come down to Fire Nova. Always shows the aura, turns blue when not usable. Boop. And one thing I don't like about weak auras, and I wish I could change, is that whenever I'm the last weak aura you work on always turns itself off when you're coming into the weak aura menu. So you come here. Boop. And alrighty, boop. That is the second time that that's done that. Alright, cool. Ooh, Stark Moonfair. That started this weekend. Yep, started this weekend. Okay, cool. I may have to go do that. All right. What other spell would I like to add here? Because like 4 is not bad. I like to keep my stuff. When I do a lot of my stuff, I try to keep it even for the most part. Like I try to keep it symmetrical. Alrighty. So let's do this. Let's add our melee abilities. Let's go to medium icon. Let's go to cooldowns. Starting off, obviously, with your big one. Let's do Storm Strike. Highlight while debuffed. Always show the aura turns blue when not usable. Boop. And do. Alrighty. So we come out here and we try it out. Boop. Make sure it works. And then there's that thing it's doing again with these stupid double overnight. Like, this has been a weak aura thing that's been changed recently where it's doing double numbers, and I don't like it. And I don't know why it's doing that. And I don't care for it. That. I may have to gonna have to frickin' reload again. I reloaded one time and I got rid of it. I don't know why it's doubling up like that. I don't really need it to. I think it's trying to show me the debuff timer, and I don't care. I don't care for the debuff timer. You're using Storm Strike so many times. If that debuff falls, that's because you're an idiot. Alrighty. There we go. There we go. That's all I want. All I want is the cooldown. Boop. There we go. Alrighty. Simple enough. And let's go to Lava Lash. Now, with this Lava Lash one, we are going to add some fucking fancy things to it because I don't want Lava Lash to activate unless I have Flame Shock on them. So let's go ahead. We're going to go to New Aura, Pre-Made Aura, Icon, Medium Icon, because those are the ones we're going to use. We're going to come down to Lava Lash. Boop. Always show the aura. Turns gray if the ability is not usable. Always. All right, bingo. I like that one. The one it shows me that I'm not in range. Oh. Let's rename this one. Rename Coyote Totes. Most people just call me Coyote. Alrighty. Let's come down in here. Alrighty. Lava Lash. Doot. Show me everything. Boop. Alrighty. So now we need to come in here and we need to add the Flame Shock trigger. Add trigger. Go ahead and just go set this to any triggers. Take that out. Target's going to have the debuff. So when you're selecting the unit that you want to have on here, you definitely got to go through. Why does my music stop playing again? I don't know what is up with Pretzel. You should just be auto playing, so I don't know what the hell is going on. Alrighty. So you have all the different stuff. If you're in the arena opponent, boss, focus, smart group, specific unit, multi-target, nameplate, party, pet, player, raid, soft enemy, soft friend, target. For this one, we're going to make sure we put target. We want to debuff. Debuff type. Oh, not debuff type. We want to have exact spell ID. Or you can just put names here. I'll just show you how you can do this. You just come in here and you just do Flame Shock. As long as you spell it right, it's going to pop up. Simple enough. So, now we're going to come to conditions. Now, all these should have multi-conditions for the most part. Spell usable. On cooldown. And color, spell, and range. Now, let's do this. Combinations. All of. Spell and range. So we want to do. We're going to start with in combat because I like to add those. True. Is spell in range. Range check. Where is it? Active. Do. Custom check. Has target. In combat. Range check. It's not the one I want. Active. Fuzz on cooldown. Remaining breath. I always forget what the shit one is. Custom check. Has target. Is targetable. Pump it. Alright. Hey. Alright, we're going to start this over from the beginning. I like those. Actually, we can pretty much recopy those. We can actually copy those conditions. So here's a fun thing you can do. So you go to New Aura. We're gonna double down on that one because we're gonna use its abilities for us. Debuffs. We're gonna use those things, but I want to add some stuff to it. Shows the aura turns gray if the ability is not usable. I want to see those. All right, so we're coming here. Let's back to Lava Lash 2. So add condition. If all of, starting off with in combat, got to make sure we're in combat, is true. Then I want to make sure that debuff active is true. Then I always like to set this one to, got to make sure on cooldown, false. You can sit here and add all these conditions to it, and as long as you effectively, as long as they are what they say they are going to be, you can have like 20 some odd conditions to this thing. But like the issue with having that many is the more you sit here and do, the harder, the more checks it's trying to do in one little blip. And if you do like, let's say you want to do like 20 conditions into one condition setting, which is condition setting 1, I recommend doing it one at a time to make sure that this is that the last one worked the way you wanted it to work. Because if you get if you just do 20 in a row and you're trying to figure out, okay, which one of these is the right one, or which one of these messed up, why isn't it doing what I'm telling you? Then you got to go back through and try and find out each individual one. So you would just do in combat, click in combat. Does it light up? It does. Cool. All right, next one. Number 2, is flame shock active while in combat? Boop. It is. Cool. Does it light up? It does. Works off. So on and so forth, if you catch the drift. So let's go ahead and... Who the hell's trying to message me on Discord? Oh. All right, that's not important. All right, so you got to make sure you're just like kind of going through that. So now on cooldown, then we want to go glow. I just like glow. Glow to me is one of my favorite things. It says, hey, use me. So right now, it's working. And there it goes again with that stupid double overlap number. Boop. All right. Now, I'm going to have to recreate this. I'm going to recreate this because I'm going to steal these. I'm going to come down to copy settings. I want to copy these triggers, and I want to paste these triggers. Now, what it's going to do is it's going to remove that trigger right there that I've oh, tell me I didn't just do that. Okay, so it's going to come in here, copy. Nope, I copied that setting. So you come here, copy conditions, and we're going to paste condition settings. All right, so it pretty much deleted all of our conditioning settings that we had already pre-set up, but we made sure that those work. So we're going to come down here, come back down. We know what it is. In combat. True. Trigger. What the hell? Ah, damn it. I accidentally pasted the trigger settings like an idiot. Okay. So we got to come back down here. Thankfully that doesn't take long. Debuff. Target. Exact spell. 805. Oh, nope. Let's go in here. 50. Alrighty. Boop. Flame shock. Alright. Come down to conditions. In combat. True. Trigger active. True. On cooldown. Nope. False. Then glow. All right, because we know that worked. And I gotta turn this trigger back on. So trigger combination. Any triggers. All right, cool. So now it lights up. Boop. Still doing that stupid thing where it doubles over the numbers. All right, we don't need this one anymore, so let's delete it. And we're actually going to move these over. Going to move these over slightly to where. Let's put that there. That's the thing about being like a shaman compared to being like a warrior right now. Is like I only have so many buttons to push. Alrighty. And I want to do unleash elements. And then we got to go back in and we're going to be adjusting this weak aura to make sure that this is not going to counteract using these abilities. And there's a way I'm going to do that. Actually, I may not do that. I kind of like the way it is right now. All right, so let's go in and let's do unleash elements. Oh, I gotta fix this. No. Alrighty, come here. Display, icon, progress, position. They need a collapse all button is what they need. Get rid of the text. Alrighty. So now let's do a new aura. Coming in. Icon. Oh, crap. Let's go to pre-mades. Icon. Medium. And we're going to do cooldowns. Unleashed elements. Guess it's a buff. I don't know why it'd be called QRST. Unleashed Rage. Alright, so let's go down to, it should have been in the cooldowns. QRSTU. Alright, cool. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do Storm Strike. Always show the aura when it turns blue when not usable. And we're going to essentially steal this buff. Alright, come here. Oh, I see what I did by accident. Okay. I'm going to get rid of that. Delete children in a group. Okay. Oh, so come down here. We're going to say change the trigger to 73680. Okay, unleash elements. And then let's just change the name just to be safe. Unleash elements. We'll call it UL3 because there's another one that's out there that's named Unleashed. I love the snap feature. Alrighty, cool. My melee abilities, spell abilities. Alrighty. And you would think, okay, this is all I really need, right? Yeah. But I'm trying to go a little bit more advanced into what I wanted to do. So let us do... Okay, so there's that. And now I want to do... Let's do weak aura. Let's go to... That's where we're going to mess up to. New aura. New aura. Pre-made auras. Icon. Big icon. You're probably going, well, Coyote, why you're doing small icons? Why are you doing a big icon now? Well, because I want to make sure that I don't miss what I'm about to put up. Which should be... Ancestral Vigor, Armor, Bloodlust, Cleric Lasting, Elemental. Should be Wind Fury. Yeah, okay. This is why I don't care too much for like trying to do Shaman weak auras. Alrighty, so let's do... I know what we'll do. Alright, so we're going to come back. I'm going to cancel this. We're going to go down to my Warriors weak auras. Should be a trinket one down here somewhere. I have 2. Oh, I know, because I was building that and I needed help. Alright, Recklessness, Gloves, Trink one. There we go. So we're going to copy this. Copy settings. Everything. Come up here. We're going to go to New Aura. We're going to do Icon. And we're going to go to... we're going to call this one... Wind. We're going to call it Wind. WF. WF! I'm going to paste the settings. And as you can see, that kind of got small. Alright, so now we can come here. New aura. Icon. Oh, no, let's go back. Oh, let's get rid of that one. Delete. Actually, no, because I can use this. Copy settings, display settings. Paste display settings. Bam! Alrighty. So now we're going to make this look for Wind Fury. Yes. Alrighty, so progress settings. Nope, let's come over here to trigger. Alrighty, any triggers. Cooldown. Trinket. Let's go to main hand. Weapon enchant. Main hand. Enchant found. Trigger 2 aura. What is this one? Buff. Oh, yeah, I gotta get rid of this. I don't need that one. Weapon enchant. And let's call. Let's go. 8232. 8232. Let's hit that. It's gonna be a little bit harder than I thought, because that's gonna be a different code, I guarantee us. So let's go see what he's got those set as. I like his. Whoever made this one, I don't know who did. So let's come down. Shaman missing. Weapon enchant. Weapon enchant 5. Weapon enchant. Weapon enchant 5. So when you do any time thing, and I see this here, and I want to make that notice, if you do weapon time remaining, everything is always done in seconds. So let's come down to, we're going to copy the triggers. Weapon enchant. Essentially got to copy everything, huh? Now let's copy conditions. I got to go see what he did. I'll paste condition settings. Conditions. He had no conditions. All right, let's go down here and see how he did this. I guarantee you. Actions, animations. A lot of it's going to be display. How did he get that one to do? Wind Fury. Let's see. Main hand, enchant missing. But it doesn't actually tell you what main hand enchant. So how did he do that? Show on enchant found. Here are conditions though. Trigger. Enchant 5. Enchant 3345. Flame Tongue. Weapon enchant 5. Weapon enchant. Eight, 2, 3, 2. Huh. All right. Let's just do, see if we can't do Wind Fury. Type it in. Nope. There goes my music again. 69575. Let's try that. 6. Spell Wind Fury. All right, let's go. Let's try that out. 69575. Oh, see, that doesn't make sense. It should just be 8232. Boop. Let's just do this. I don't mind this one. Copy settings, copy everything. And we're going to paste settings. Boop. I try to make these like huge, and that way it's hard to miss. Because I've gone into fights sometimes and things have not been active. So I want to make sure that I have that done. So we are going to duplicate. These are both the same, but one of these I guarantee you loads. Yep, see? That's the one you want. Copy settings. All right, cool. So we're going to duplicate this. Let's duplicate it. Boop. We're going to call this one FT. And we're going to paste everything. Paste settings. Guess I did not copy that the way I thought I did. Copy everything. And we're going to come up here. We're going to paste settings. Bingo. And because I like to make sure that things are symmetrical. Progress settings, position settings. 7165. I guess I could just do this. Doot. Copy. Copy display. Paste display. Icon settings. Desaturize. Eight 024. Okay. All right, let's come down here. Sometimes I have no idea where they get some of this information, but I don't ask questions. I just take what I like. And it's 100% okay to take what you like from somebody's stuff. If you like it, then use it. Like, that's the thing. So, like, I like his. Alright, well, that's not working the way it's supposed to be. Wonder what I jacked up. Oh, I know what I jacked up. Hit the wrong button. There we go. All right. Huzzah. That's a fun little thing. Okay. So, almost done. I just thought I saw my dog in here. Okay. Now, here's the big thing, too, that I tend to forget. Let's do... Now we're going to make a Wind Fury totem. We're going to make a Wind Fury totem... a Wind Fury totem bar, but I also want to come in here and take his swing timer. I gotta find it. Shaman cast bar. We're actually gonna copy, duplicate. Oy. Boop. Is that like, if you like something, take it. There's nothing that says you can't. Anybody who says otherwise is a jerk. Poop. Alrighty. Now we can just do this. There we go. I like it. This is a little gaudy for me. I don't really personally care for it, but you know what we can do. Alright, so let's come here. Ikoro. Alright. I do want a swing timer as well. I'm not too worried about Maelstrom because obviously you can see I've got something that tells me when I have Maelstrom right here. Did I miss? I missed. And I got parried. All right, so yeah, there we go with that. All right, let's go back, start again, and I don't really want to work on the swing timer just yet. Not really that important. Like it's important because you don't want to be casting lightning bolt on on less than 5 charges, between 3 and 5 charges. If you have, if you're getting ready to swing, it's a DPS loss. But I do want to add some more abilities. I want to make sure I have my wolves and my my gloves, and then I like to have a hero timer. Not so much on this one, like it really doesn't matter with this one, but let's also do, I want to make sure that I have something that tracks that buff. So let's come down to new aura and let's go to pre-made auras. We're going to come back to icon, and I kind of want this to be a big icon because I want to make sure that that this is always going, because you always want to be within your Wind Fury totem. So let's go up and see if I can't find it. Monotide, Riptide. There it is. Boop. Only shows the aura if the target has the buff. We're going to change that. Put that up in big stuff. Let's come down to conditions. Trigger. Or is this missing? Huh. How am I going to do this? Because this is a little different now that I think about it. Because I always want to make sure that... Alright, there we go. Oh, I know how we're going to do this one. This one you kind of got to go simple. Come in here. Got to be in combat. And that way... Boop. And that way if you get too far from your totem... Damn, that thing has got some fucking range on it. I didn't realize how far those things... Alright, so see how far I had to go from that to get that, but now I got it back. So... Alright, let's come back. We want to adjust that too, because I want to make sure that if I have another enhancement shaman in the group, like as long as somebody has got that one, so we want to turn this own on only. So... Let's go ahead and... let's shrink our totems out. Alright. Now, I want to take a look at how he's done his Searing Totem one, because that's a big one. Like, a lot of your Enhancement Shaman damage is coming from that. Shaman row abilities. Shocks. Fire Nova. Shaman Totem. Shaman Totems enhance. Alright, let's take a look at this. Nope. Shaman buffs. I do need to put potions on there. I think actually one of my things it needs to be. I'm getting a message. Alrighty. Shaman cast bar. Shaman missing buffs. It's gotta be in one of these. I don't know why it would be in a cooldown. Shaman berserking. There's totems. Shaman extra row. Alright. No, show me everything. Of course. Of course you did. Oh, I see what he did. This is a dynamic group. This is a group. I wonder how he built these. Display. This is a bar. Trigger. Trigger 1 is aura. Trigger 2 conditions. Ooh. never really messed with that one. It's always active conditions, custom codes. And this is where it gets in. Sometimes, like, it's okay. Like, if you don't know how, like, I would never have guessed. And that's what it's doing. Stacks less than greater than 5. I don't know why you'd have a custom code for that. That, I think, is just where he's running sound. But let's go up here. Yeah. It's not what I was looking for. I just wanted to take a look at that Shaman mana bar, Shaman abilities. Let's come down here. Storm Strike, Earthquake, Fire Nova, Healing Rain. Doot. Bam! There we go. I want to see how he did this one. Trigger, Totem, Searing Totem. I wonder if we could create that new aura. Let's duplicate this one. And we're gonna move it out, and that way I can kind of like refer back to it a lot easier instead of having to go digging for it. So let's come up in here though. We're gonna come boop. New aura, pre-made aura, icon. Let's do let's just do a medium icon. And I think we're gonna put it, you know what? I have an idea. I think I have an idea how we're gonna change this. So let's go to cooldowns. Let's see if it's in here. Probably not. Always shows the Torrent's Grave. Always shows the aura Torrent's Grave. The abilities in red. All right, let's do this. We're gonna come back here to trigger. I want to look and see where he got the totem thing from. So we're gonna come here. Any triggers, dynamic trigger, trigger 1, totem, spell, totem. Okay, cool. So let's come up here. Let's go back to Lava Lash 3, trigger, spell, totem. And totem name, we're going to go to Searing Totem. Well, it helps if you could spell right. No, not Siri, Searing. Alrighty. Hey, shut up, Siri. No one asked you. Alrighty. How do you do this one? Let's copy. No, I want to copy the triggers. I want to try and make this one work without having to copy and paste this thing real quick, but I want to see. I'm trying to figure out what I did. So I got the same things that he's got. Totem name. Did I spell searing? Searing totem. Totem icon. Let's do this. Dude. Nope, that's not what I want. All right. No. What is he doing that's different from mine? Let's come down here. Maybe I'm just not spelling it right. Maybe I'm just that big of an idiot. Boop. Nope. I like how he finally sends me a message after I've declined that stuff. Like, bro, get the hell out of here. I hate those. I got in trouble because I used to harass them back, and they didn't like it, and people started reporting me. All right, let's just do this. We're going to copy these triggers, and we're going to paste the trigger settings. Paste trigger settings. I'm wondering if it's the conditions are trying to fight with it. It looks like that's what it was. All right. I wonder if we can't. Let's copy these. We're gonna copy the conditions. We're gonna paste conditions. We're gonna get rid of that. Because I have this bad habit of running away and leaving that thing. Shooting. It's not doing a range check. I wonder if I can add a range check. If... Let's do all of... Now let's do range check. I wonder if it'll range check from less than or equal to... What's the range on this thing? So it's greater than... no, we're going to do less than or equal to 20 yards. Okay. And then... Enemy nameplates found. No. That's more of like if I want to use like Fire Totem or Fire Nova, which I can adjust that to it later. And obviously in combat. Is active. Falls. No, that would be a whole nother one. Is true. Then glow. Alright. Come on here. Alright. So let's do control 4. Alright, let's come up here. Yeah. Alright, I think that's just a little too much. I think I'm trying to get it to do too much that it shouldn't be trying to do right now. So let's just do that. Alrighty. Actually, I want to see something. Let's do this. Is true. Alrighty, so we know this is like more than 20 yards. Alright, so let's come up here. Alrighty, control 4. Alright, that's not how that's gonna work. Alright, let's go back at it. Well, this is essentially putting weak ores together right here. You're just on the trial and error board forever. Trying to put yourself together. Like it's let's remove this. Range check. I think it's range checking me instead of range checking it. Is pause, remaining duration. Yeah, so I don't think it's going to be able to range check it. All right, so let's go to all of... Oh. I'm going to remove that. We're doubling all of... Alrighty. Alrighty, so let's go in combat. It is true. Active. False. In combat, and if it's not inactive, false, it's going to glow. Alright, so then, boop. Put that right there. Alrighty. I think we're going to actually build like a whole totem bar down here. Alright, so there's that. And let's copy display. We're gonna paste that display right here. Kind of paste display. And let's go back here to Wind Fury. Trigger Wind Fury totem. Oh, I gotta adjust my headphones. Scratch my head a little bit, and let's go. Alright, so buff, own only, or is missing. It always shows this condition if in all of. Start with combat. True if trigger 1 active is false, then below 1 always show on. Oop. What did I do? Show on always. Least remaining time. Always. Alright, what is it not doing? Oh, I know why. because I've got it looking for something that it's not looking for. Let's go to spell, totem, totem name, and it is just Wind Fury. But I know what we're gonna do. Alrighty. Alright, let's do this. So we're gonna copy triggers. Paste triggers, totem, wind, fury, totem. Boop. Alright, why is this one not showing? Like it... It's kind of annoying. Huh. Why is it... Alright, let's do this. Good old-fashioned reload. Sometimes you gotta do it. No, don't do that. Just look to see what time it is. My girl should be home any minute now. Why is that not showing up? What about this is not picking up the Wind Fury? Is it Wind Fury is in 2 words or wind, fury, totem, totem. Alrighty, well. I think we're going to copy his totem bar. Come on down. Alright, let's duplicate this. Bring it out. I am no master at weak auras. I'll never claim to be a master at weak auras. I'm pretty decent at weak auras. brings anything. Like a whole steak. Holy crap. Oh, okay. When they bring in food. It's the one thing to get me distracted. Alright, cool. So that'll work. I wonder if I can get this one to... Boop. Alright. I like that. I like that a lot. So then let's come back up here. We're going to get rid of this one. Boop. Delete that. And let's see if we got like a shaman cast bar. Alrighty. I think what really aggravates me though is I can't get these like scaled out. So let's come back down here. I can't like adjust the scaling. Like it's either like, and that's gonna drive me insane. Like, alrighty, and the cast bar. We're gonna bring this down just a smidge. Alrighty. And now let's do fire 4. Conditions, always active trigger. Alright, let's do a condition. Desaturate. Remaining time. Add property change. And let's do glow, 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 alpha, desaturate, glow external element. I don't see it. Alright, so we ain't gonna do that. That's fine. Alrighty. That'll work. I'm alright with that. And let's get rid of this one. Alrighty. Delete. Boop. Alrighty, there we go. Looks nice. We need to do something though. We have to move this totem bar. So let's go ahead and go to I like the fact they changed this. Not stance bar. Let's put the totem bar over here. I'm gonna lock that in. And that way I can adjust. Alrighty. And let's move this whole group down a little bit. And right there. Alrighty. And we're going to copy his shield. Let's type in shield. Missing buffs. We're going to duplicate that. And we're going to bring it out. Out and move it in. Boop. Doot. There we go. All right, so that's pretty much all those main abilities right there. So I got my unleash elements, which needs a glow. Like I just like glows. I pay attention to them because they stand out. So let's come down here to unleash elements, make sure it's got a glow. Add condition if nope. All of in combat true on cooldown false, then glow, turn it on. Boop. I may still go back in and I still got a little bit more I got to work on this one, so I may still use this one for a little bit, but over throughout the week, I'm definitely going to be working on this one. $19K, not bad. There we go. All right, let's back out. Oh, kind of helps if you absorb your totems. All right, so we got that. Now we got to put in our major cooldowns. Obviously, we've got Spirit Wolves and Gloves. Those are the only really major cooldowns I have. As enhancement, you shouldn't be using Fire Elemental Totem because you get a huge chunk of damage from the debuff Searing Flame puts on, so you don't want to do that. So, gotta make sure you're not just putting on a useless abilities. Put on useless abilities. Let's do new aura, pre-made aura. Let's do a medium icon. And let's do cooldowns, feral spirits. Only shows the aura when the ability is ready to use. Yeah, because I don't need it up there. All right, so come here. Spells usable. Boop. Alrighty. Boop. There was a thing that used to be able to get rid of them. Whatever, they're fine. So there's that. We're gonna copy. Cause I already have one built for my warrior. Come down to load. We're gonna put this on Shazamin. There we go. Boop. Throw that up in here. Alrighty, and we are gonna actually copy conditions, paste conditions. Copy display, paste display, move it over here. Alrighty, and now we got to come down here into the triggers. Where's found? Alrighty, show not on cooldown. In combat. Oh, nope. That's going to jack that up. All right, let's come back over here. All right, there we go. So cooldowns. Do. And just a nice little simple like week aura. Kind of like tidies this up a little bit, which is something like huge that I'm having an issue with. Like a lot of this stuff, like there's a lot of good information in here, but the only issue is it was just like trying to bounce back and forth between these. But let's go in here because I want to add something while we're sitting here talking about it because I'll forget to do it later. Let's come down here, come down to conditions. Add conditions if all of In combat. Play music. I don't know why it keeps shutting off like it does. True. On cooldown. False. Then. Low. Alright. Now you're going, well, Coyote, what if I have all these abilities and they're all going to be glowing at the same time? Well, that's why you got to go in there and you got to add the multiple abilities. So, all right, well, I did something wrong there. Like, I don't want this, like, this should be glowing, but what happens if I have all these abilities? Well, there's a priority. Like, melee, it's a little bit harder. Alright, let's come back in here. Boop. I just gotta get better about totems. Like, that's really gonna be my biggest challenge here, is like trying to get better at being there. On cooldown, false. We're in combat. That's didn't click the last thing. Boop. 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 That way. I've gone in too many times. This is actually a lot better to deal with. Oh, and it actually, Alright, I'm digging it. Alrighty. Let's do this. We are going to turn this one off. Alrighty, come down to load. And I don't want to get rid of it, but I just don't want it ever to load. So I just usually come over here and click never. And that way it sets it down there. Now, something I recommend doing is if you're going to be working on this, and once you get to a certain point, duplicate your weak aura and do that same thing where I just put the load in and put it on never. And that way, this is the base thing. So if I want to add on to this one, I'll duplicate this one, put it on never, and then I'll start working on the next, on the new version of it. And the reason I do this is because if any reason I mess up something, I delete an accidental weak aura or something like that, I just go back in and I grab the old version of it, and I didn't lose all the work. Because I got, there's been a couple times that I've been in like had this whole thing, like all these weak auras. Like here, let me show you. Like there's not a whole lot, but there is something over here. I still got to duplicate. I'm gonna be putting it won't be a health bar because my health bar's right there, but I want to make sure there is something out here that I do want from this health one, which tracks. No, where is it? No, it's not that one. Okay, so this one? Trigger, that's a ranged one. Cast, nope. Trinket, health. Bam, there you go. This is a great one. If you have a health stone and you go below 15% health, this thing starts blaring at you. Obviously, I don't need the health bar because I have this set up right here, and I'm going to be adjusting my warrior weak aura to do the same thing. Then all I need is that sound. Like, hey, dummy, use a health stone. So, really helps out. Ready to... let me turn... I want to make sure that that is not loaded in combat. So, let's come here. And... because I've had that pop up on me in combat, and it annoys me. we go. Totems are out. And you come in there. Everything's good. All right, so the only thing I got to do is I'm going to add a potion. And I'll probably add a lust thing. And then I got to just put my defensives. And I think I'll just line my defensives up here. And it actually may be potion and defensive. And that way it is. And that's it. So that's been Weak Auras. Just wanted to kind of get out there and start streaming a little bit more, and figured I'd share that one with you. If you found any use out of this video, do me a favor. If you're on YouTube, give it a like. If you got some tips for me, like some people are better Weak Aura guys than I am, and I appreciate that. You can drop them down in the comments